Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today, we're making two cocktails. We're gonna do the Final Word and the Monte Cassino and do a side-by-side. Now, both of these drinks are renditions of the last word because the last word gives us a clear template of a cocktail that just works. It's 4 ingredients, all equal parts, 1 base spirit, 2 liqueurs, and citrus. And this is what I love about classic cocktails, because once you learn how they work, then it gives you solid ground to start building your own cocktails. By switching out just 1 or 2 ingredients, you make a completely different drink and you can make it your own. So today we're doing a side-by-side because I just love the comparison videos. I think they're great. If you're new to the channel, welcome, happy to have you. Hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's make the Final Word and the Monte Cassino. To the bar. For years, I thought the Final Word was called the Final Word, W-O-R-D, as opposed to W-A-R-D, which makes sense. I would call it the Final Word. However, I was corrected when somebody told me the person who came up with this drink was Phil Ward, W-A-R-D, and it was named after him at Death & Company in New York City in 2007. So it's actually called the Final Word. I apologize to all of my clientele that I introduced this cocktail to as the Final Word, Final Ward. Anyway, it was one of the first riffs of the last word. It was just the same build as the last word, but instead of gin, they used rye whiskey, and instead of lime juice, lemon juice. So very simple, and it works beautifully. Now, 3 years later, in 2010, a guy by the name of Damon Dyer created the Monte Cassino when he won with this cocktail in the 500th anniversary competition for Benedictine liqueur. Quite a name. Another 500 years, they'll have another one. The name, the Monte Cassino, is named after a hill 80 miles outside of Rome, where the Benedictine order was founded. It was Saint Benedict of Nursia. I don't know anything about Saint Benedict, but he created the Benedictine order. Anyway, it happened on this hill. And the cocktail is even better than the hill. I've never been to the hill, I'm sorry. There's a monastery there. Apparently a pretty place. I saw some YouTube footage of people walking around over there and it looks really nice. The cocktail's great. It's very close to the Final Word, in which it has the rye whiskey and the lemon juice, but instead of green chartreuse, it's yellow chartreuse. And instead of maraschino liqueur, it's Benedictine, which makes sense because he won in a Benedictine contest. For the tools, this is shaken, so I've got a Boston shaker ×2, because I'm making 2 of them. And then I've got a jigger, Hawthorne strainer, fine mesh strainer. No garnish. I suppose you could drop a cherry into this cocktail because that's what you would garnish a last word with. You know, just kind of a nod to the last word. But I guess I do put a cherry in my Final Word sometimes. Monte Cassino, I never put a cherry in. You can do a lemon twist, but I'm gonna keep it simple. We're just gonna have good drinks. No garnish, super easy. All right, that's it. Now the booze. All right, let me go over this so that it makes sense. Both cocktails are gonna call for rye whiskey and lemon juice. Now, the Final Word is gonna have green chartreuse and maraschino liqueur. Final Word. As for the Monte Cassino, we've got yellow chartreuse and Benedictine. Final Word, Monte Cassino. The rye I'm using is Rittenhouse 100 proof rye. I'm using both green and yellow chartreuse. The maraschino liqueur is Luxardo, and the Benedictine liqueur is Benedictine. The lemon juice is freshly squeezed. All right, let's build. How do I do this? How do I display this? I'm gonna start with the Final Word. Let's start with the rye. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of rye whiskey, 3/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse, 3/4 of an ounce of our maraschino liqueur, and you guessed it, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Gonna set that aside, and we can build the Monte Cassino. So 3/4 of an ounce of rye whiskey, 3/4 of an ounce of yellow chartreuse, 3/4 of an ounce of Benedictine, and 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Now we can add ice and shake. By the way, I just looked in the freezer and I saw 2 chilled glasses. So get your glassware chilling. They'll be served up. I'm serving mine in Nick and Nora glasses. And double strain the cocktail right into the glass. Final ward. And the Monte Cassino. There they are, 2 beautiful cocktails. Right away you see that the Monte Cassino is a little bit darker, so I'm keeping it rather simple, but if you'd like to garnish, this is where you could drop a cherry in or a little lemon zest right on top, or you could be like me and just go straight minimal. I just want the juice. All right, I've got 2 cocktails here, and I'm gonna request that Oz helps me drink them. I would say start with the final word.
Should I go first?
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Ladies first, guests first.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is good. I think I like this better than the last word. I love the last word. I really, truly do. But I feel like the whiskey just gives it a nice bottom. The switch from lime to lemon with the whiskey, I think was a smart move. Lemon and whiskey just go really well together. Let's taste the other first.
Yeah, I'm curious to taste the other one.
All right, the Monte Cassino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay.
You say.
I like them both.
But?
I think this one, in my opinion, is the wins. It's just personal preference, really.
I agree. If you like the last word, definitely you have to try the last. What is this called? Final. You have to try the final word. It's great. Very similar to the last word. The Monte Cassino, because of the Benedictine, and you take out the maraschino, it's rounder.
It's rounder.
Yeah.
It's like this.
The yellow chartreuse has honey added to it, so it's slightly sweeter. It's also a little bit lower proof. It just makes it richer with the Benedictine.
Yeah, it's richer. They're different. I think that this one, in terms of like tasting notes, what would you say?
Herbal.
Herbal, yeah, very herbal.
Cheers.
Cheers. What an interesting and fun experiment.
They both win.
They both win. Good job, Phil and Damon.
2 great bartenders that created excellent, excellent cocktails.
Well done. Good things to come. More exciting things are coming.
Yeah, so come back next week. Who knows what we'll be up to. That's where the notification bell comes in handy.
Oh.
Be the first.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.